Eau Rouge, one of the most legendary corners in the world, but actually we're talking about two separate corners here. The first left-hand king, that is Eau Rouge, followed by the uphill, the juicy bit of this corner combination called Radillon. We're going to be talking about how to tackle this corner right, and specifically about how your line should actually differ depending on the type of car you're in. So what we need to understand in order to define our line and technique through Rouge and Radillon is what comes after. And as you can see on the map, what comes after is a super long straight, specifically the famous Kemmel Straight. Known for some of the best overtakes around here, it's also quite steeply uphill, which means if you lose a bit of time on the exit of a Rouge and Radillon, you keep losing throughout the entire straight after. So let's check out what that looks like from the inside of a high downforce car, in this case in Assetto Corsa. We're running down the hill, turning in smoothly changing directions, quite fast around here, so it's all about scrubbing off as little speed as possible. Since that was quite fast, let's slow the whole thing down and analyze step by step what we're actually trying to do. So we're coming out of Lasaurus, the slow hairpin, accelerating down through the gears downhill so your car accelerates quite quickly, go all the way over to the right, smooth turning. You want to minimize your steering input, take the curb on the inside, avoid the right hand curb, maximum on the white line, otherwise you'll spin. Take plenty of curb once you're up on top of the hill, and then straighten up the wheel to carry that all important speed onto the following straight. Let's look at that from above and visualize that nicely. So early turn in, smooth change of direction, all about keeping that speed going, use the downforce to your advantage, keep the car stable, and straighten up the exit. However, that line is actually slightly different if you're in a GT or road car. So let's check this out. There comes a green light. We take more curb on the entry into a Rouge, stay over on the left-hand side, we cut back across the track, thereby get a later apex, and by doing that, we straighten up the all-important exit, right? We did say the exit is key, take a bit more curb on top of the hill, as you want to get all the speed you can on top of the hill as you enter the Kemmel Straight. This is where you need the wheels straight. In an F1 car, you have enough downforce to support you up there, so you can even have a bit of turning input, whereas in GT or even worse, road cars, you're just lacking that front end grip at such high speeds. Let's take a look at that in action. So, same track, same sim again, Assetto Corsa, just in a GT3 car this time. So going down the hill, later turn in, taking way more curb, cutting back, avoiding the curb, and straightening up the exit as much as we can. And let's do that one more time in slow motion. Let's remember the 4 points we talked about. Later turn in and more curb as we enter Eau Rouge. We cut back across the track, get a later apex, and what do? We get a straighter exit, take more curb on top of the hill. By straightening the exit, we keep the speed where we need it on top of the hill as we go onto the Kemmel Straight. And that is it. You now know how to master one of the most famous corner combinations in the world, namely Eau Rouge and Radillon in Spa, Belgium. Let's remember the three key takeaways that we talked about. First of all, take lots of inside curb as you enter Eau Rouge. That's the curb on the left-hand side at the bottom of the hill. Secondly, by all means, avoid the right curb on the inside of Radillon as you go up the hill. It's a nasty curb, changes its elevation as you hit more of it, so please do stay away from it, as otherwise you will go into a spin. And last but not least, as we saw from the line comparison, change your line depending on the car you're in. If you're lacking front end grip as you're on top of the hill, where you need the speed, simply sacrifice your entry a bit, take a wider line, and keep the speed going as you enter the following long straight.